Hey, today we are reacting to who's the GOAT in every major sport. Probably a little bit of a controversial video, I'd imagine, because everyone has their own opinions. Like, I don't know about the other major sports. They might have unanimous GOATs, you know, like you can't argue with them. But in basketball, that's what I'm familiar with. People argue between LeBron, MJ, somebody throws Wilt in there, somebody throws Kareem into the conversation, and it's a whole argument from then on. But yeah, we're gonna see what the maker of this video thinks. Who is the GOAT in every sport? Without further ado, let's get right into it.
Football, Leo Messi. For all
Kinda
Cristiano
controversial.
Ronaldo fans out there, please realize
Cristiano
that
Ronaldo,
Cristiano,
Pelé,
that he's definitely in
Maradona.
this conversation because he sustained greatness for 17 years and counting. If you wanted to make a case for Cristiano,
Other
you
Ronaldo,
could, because he has won gold with Portugal and is superior to Messi in certain aspects of the game.
There's
The
so
most
many
obvious
good
example
players in
is aerial
football,
play,
you
simply
know?
because he is taller
So
and
many
has
good
supreme
players.
athleticism. Ronaldo's sprints without the ball are also unmatched in football, and his dedication to the sport is second to none. All that being said, I'd still give a slight nod to Messi. 2 years younger, he has an equally sustained level of world-class play ever since he stepped onto the scene in 2005.
Messi is great.
One word to describe
Messi is great.
it would be genius. His dribbling,
These
finishing,
days, well,
ball
he's
control,
old. He's
and
old.
feel for the game are the
If
things
you look
we haven't
up
seen
young
before
Messi,
or since. Nobody does what he can
that
do.
shit was
When he runs with
crazy.
the ball, it sticks to his feet, and it almost seems like he's faster with it than
Look at
without
that.
it. He also became one of the best playmakers in the game, and probably the best free kick taker. Yes, he's never won gold with the national team, but he was a part of some poorly managed teams.
German
Even
players.
though he was clearly the best player
The
on
greatest
pitch.
German players of
Honorable
all
mention
time,
goes to the original
Gerd Müller.
Ronaldo, who was equally as good at his peak
Gerd
as
Müller,
Messi and Cristiano.
Beckenbauer,
It's just that his peak was cut
Kahn,
short due to multiple knee injuries.
Neuer,
And also to Pelé, who was
Lahm,
considered the GOAT for a long time.
many
but both
players.
Ronaldo
There's so
and
many.
Messi will exceed his official goal tally, and will do so in modern football, which is probably 10 times
There's so
faster
many-
and more complex than the
so
football
many
in the
good
1950s.
players in football, man.
Basketball, Michael Jordan.
Okay, here we
You
go.
ask 100 people
Michael
who's
Jordan.
the GOAT of basketball. Some people will say it's LeBron.
LeBron.
Some will say it's
Kareem.
While others will put Bill Russell in the front
Even
because
Bill
he has
Russell,
the most
dude.
rings. However, most of them will say the greatest basketball player who ever walked the face of the earth was Michael Jeffrey Jordan. MJ has everything needed for the GOAT
so many
argument.
good
He's got
players,
the titles,
man.
he's
So
got
many
the
good
MVPs.
players.
Some people have better
In
stats.
every sport,
That's
there's
more
so
due
many
to the
good
quantity of
players.
seasons in
How
which
can
they
you be
played
the
than the difference in
greatest?
quality. Jordan was equally good offensively and
Unanimous, the
defensively.
greatest.
He was an athletic demigod, but still extremely fundamentally sound. He had the handles. He had the shooting
I
touch.
want to make
He
an
could stay in the
individual
air longer
video
than
on
anybody.
every each
There were
one of these
absolutely
guys,
no
if it's
deficiencies
cool
in his
with you.
game. All that was
Tell me in the
complemented
comment
with
section if you
overwhelming
want to
passion
see
for the
that.
game. Larger than life
An
charisma
individual
and a
video on
huge
every
impact
each
on
one
the
of these
sport
guys'
globally,
highlights.
which MJ brought to heights never
Like
reached
from every
before.
sport.
Like
Yeah,
hockey. Wayne Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky.
What Lionel Messi is in
alright.
football, Wayne Gretzky is in hockey. Smaller than everyone, but better than everyone as well. Gretzky came to the league in
Gretzky, man.
1979 and immediately won an MVP award, which he will
Immediate
then claim for
MVP.
8 seasons.
Yo, immediate MVP. Tell me, how many times has that been done?
Straight. He's the
In
leading
any
scorer
sport.
in NHL history and has more goals, assists, and hat tricks than any other player. He won 4 Stanley Cups as a member of the
Damn.
Edmonton Oilers and is credited to change
The
the,
best
game
Finnish
of hockey
player
forever.
in hockey?
More team-oriented
Teemu
play,
Selänne.
constructed around finding the open space.
Still
letting
the
power
rookie
of the pass rule the game.
points
is all
leader
tied
and
to
the goals
Gretzky.
leader,
Most sports have
I
these
believe.
heartfelt debates around who's the GOAT. Messi or Ronaldo, LeBron or Jordan, Brady or Montana. In hockey, there is little to no debate. The
No
greatest
debate.
player ever to put
Hockey that has that unanimous GOAT vibe.
Muhammad Ali. In the modern era,
Boxing
there have been
Muhammad
many
Ali.
heavyweights that would give Ali problems due to their superior size or strength. Prime
Yeah, I
Mike
mean,
Tyson
Mike
needed
Tyson,
just one
yeah.
punch to send you to sleep.
Mike Tyson? Bro, I want to make an individual video on all of these guys.
Even
Just
Ali
tell me in the
himself
comment
admitted he
section,
would
dude.
probably
Tell
knock
me in
him
the
out.
comment section.
Heavyweight greats like Lewis, Klitschko, or Tyson Fury
damn.
all have a significant height and reach advantage over Ali,
Muhammad
and it would be
Ali.
tough for him to beat them. Floyd Mayweather has the undefeated record going for him in the GOAT conversation, and Sugar Ray Robinson has the number of victories.
I didn't like watching
from now until the end of time. Muhammad Ali
watching
will
Floyd
still be the
Mayweather.
greatest. He's still the
You know,
most
I
known
didn't
boxer
like
ever,
watching him.
even
I
though
don't know
his
why.
career finished almost 40 years ago. His fight for human rights, legendary trash talk, unbelievable smarts,
Sting like a
silky
bee.
smooth footwork made Ali the greatest champion in boxing history.
Sting like a
There
bee.
have been better fighters than him, but Ali is the greatest. MMA, John Jones.
Now I'm not familiar with MMA. I have no
in the
clue about
MMA,
the sport.
Unlike other sports on the list,
I have
there are
absolutely no
multiple
way.
people that could
Like,
claim the GOAT moniker.
I have absolutely
It's
no
more
idea about
complicated
the
to
sport.
name just one person. First, we had Fedor Emelianenko, the Russian heavyweight who has been undefeated for 10 years in Pride.
10 years undefeated? How do you go 10 years
And is
undefeated?
an absolute legend of the sport. Then came Georges St. Pierre, who did get beaten only twice in his career, avenged both his losses, and has ruled the welterweight division for almost a decade.
Dude, that is so brutal.
And then
That
4
is
years
so
after his retirement,
brutal.
he captured the gold in middleweight as well. GSP had an incredible fighting IQ and was extremely well versed in all
That is,
aspects
like,
of
so
MMA and
brutal,
could win
dude.
fights with his stand-up, ground
Holy
game,
shit,
or endurance. Demetrius Johnson is another fighter of the same
Oh
ilk.
my god,
As
that
far
is
as
brutal,
skill
yeah.
set goes, he doesn't have to look up to anybody, and his 6-year UFC reign produced some of the most spectacular and breathtaking finishes we've ever seen. Anderson Silva could also be the
That
GOAT,
guy's
as
like,
he
he had a vein right here. That was about to
probably
pop.
the best striker that ever lived. His technique was flawless, and he had flair for days. Prime Anderson was an unsolvable mystery for every middleweight in the world.
Ah,
he
that
holds the
kick
record
to
for
the
the longest title
face.
reign in UFC history
Oh my
at
god, that looked painful.
2,457 days.
Ah, what? That guy's unconscious, man.
16 consecutive wins during that
This is
stretch.
so brutal.
And even though all these guys are worthy of the GOAT title, we had to go with John Jones.
John
If
Jones.
We're talking performance,
Okay.
then John Jones is the greatest.
John
Simply
Jones.
because the man has never been beaten in the octagon.
Never
and is
beaten.
arguably the most complete and most talented fighter ever.
Dude,
Multiple PED
how-
and out-of-sport scandals aside,
How intimidating can it be going against a guy who has never been beaten?
when that octagon
think
door
about
closed
that.
behind him, Johnny Bones has defeated
Wait,
every
did that say 182 wins? Following UFC 182 win.
behind him. Johnny Bones
Okay,
has defeated
okay,
every
okay.
single opponent
Yeah.
that came in there with him. And that's why he's the best ever. Football, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Joe Montana versus
All
Tom
right.
Brady debate is similar to LeBron versus MJ. Legend of the past, with some stricter rules and more physical play, versus the modern version, who has longevity and recency on his side. However, Brady also has 6 rings compared to Montana's 4.
Yeah, bro, I mean, Brady is still winning.
Even though he played
I
in the
don't know
best
how old
organization
he is, but
with the
he is
best
old.
coach and some all-time great teammates, it's fair to say that he surpassed Montana and that his 6th championship was the clincher. In the history of football,
okay.
there has never been a field
Okay.
general so
I'm
consistent.
not too
with both
familiar with
individual
either of those
achievements
guys,
and team success
but
intertwined. 6-time
I've
Super
heard
Bowl
about
champion,
Brady.
4-time Super Bowl MVP, 3 NFL MVP awards, 20
Okay.
years of dominance.
20
The numbers speak for themselves,
years.
and that's why Tom Brady is the GOAT.
Oh my
Squeaky clean
God.
image, great
2
golf game,
decades.
and Giselle are the icing to Brady's cake. Baseball, Babe Ruth. In the case of
Babe
Pele
Ruth.
in football, or
Okay.
Bill Russell in basketball, their birth certificate is held against them in the GOAT conversation. Yes,
Yeah, that's
Pele
what-
scored 700-plus goals, but he did it against low-level clubs 50 years ago,
Yeah, like-
against people who had regular jobs.
Yeah, like in basketball, Wilt Chamberlain made all these crazy records, right? And people come in and say, well, yeah, he played against plumbers who were 5'10". No, man! The average height in the league was the same. Then people are like, yeah, but they didn't have the training, like, equipment and stuff that we have these days. Well, yeah, no. And Wilt Chamberlain didn't have that either. It's like, what?
The same is true for Bill Russell and his 11
God.
NBA rings.
Man.
However, when it comes to baseball, Babe Ruth is still considered the greatest, even though
Okay.
there are not many people alive today who have seen him
Dude,
play.
that-
Yes, he did play when segregation was in place, and his competition
guy-
was far away from current athletes' capability.
This guy
But
looks
still, he was the best
like he hits with power, man.
player of his era by a wide
He
margin,
hits with
and he
power.
still holds some of
What?
the all-time records in
That
baseball.
looks like
Ruth
it's
is Major League
going to
Baseball's
another
all-time
city.
leader in career WAR, wins above replacement. a stat that is translatable to any era. The Great Bambino is also the all-time leader in slugging percentage, .690, and on-base plus slugging, 1.1.
Those bases look old.
64. He's second in runs batted in 2,214, and on-base percentage, and third all-time in home runs. Outside of being a world-class slugger, he was also a dominant pitcher, which sets him apart from other great hitters like Barry Bonds or Willie Mays.
He was also a pitcher?
Ruth is a 7-time World Series winner. He was the most popular sports figure of his time.
You kidding me? He's also a pitcher?
And a player
God
more dominant over
that's
his
some
sport
skill right
than
there.
any other athlete since.
Dude,
tennis.
this guy doesn't even have to run fast.
In tennis,
Every
GOAT debate revolves around the big three: Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic. There have been great champions before, but nobody has held the same dominance of the sport for so long. The three have monopolized the Grand Slams, and since 2003, when Federer won his first, they have won 55
He looked so
out of the
young
last
back then.
66
He
majors,
was so young
which
back
is mesmerizing.
then. Man.
Of the last 16 years, Federer...
That was 2006. Dude, I was so young back then. I don't even remember.
Djokovic and Nadal have spent 95% ranked world #1. Nadal is without a doubt the king of clay, winning 12 Roland Garros titles, which is a record for a single Grand Slam tournament.
I don't know what the award is.
overall slams.
Dude, I don't know what these awards are. I don't watch tennis. I've never watched
Djokovic
tennis.
I
don't know what these awards are.
And Federer has 20, and that.
Well, that I understand. Major, big, like high tier awards.
That's why he's
20.
still the
That's
GOAT.
a lot.
Roger played probably the most
God
beautiful tennis ever, and when he was at his peak, he was in a class of his own. Still,
everyone's seen that.
the...
Everyone's seen that between the legs shot by, was it Federer? Was that by him? The between the legs.
The very sunset of his career, and Nadal and Djokovic have all the tools to surpass him in the coming years, collect more slams, and dethrone him from the GOAT status. Golf. Tiger Woods.
Oh yeah, Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods. That is a name that I think everyone's heard somewhere.
Like many other
I've
sports,
never watched golf.
also has
I
a
still
two-person debate for the greatest of all
heard
time.
the name Tiger Woods.
And Jack Nicklaus. If we were comparing the two, Nicklaus definitely gets the nod at the majors, where he's the all-time leader with 18 wins. Also,
Damn.
he came in
That's
second
a lot
additional
of
19 times
18.
and had a record 56 top 5 finishes.
56 top 5 finishes.
With
that's
15
a lot.
major titles, Tiger is 3 short of Jack's 18.
But
On
dude,
the other hand,
15 is a
Tiger
lot
is the
too.
all-time leader with 82 PGA Tour wins.
What the fuck is PGA? I mean, okay, 82 wins. God damn, that's a lot of wins.
And Nicklaus comes in third with 73 PGA victories. So the clincher comes down to context and dominance over the sport of golf. And that's why we chose Tiger as the GOAT. When Tiger was at his best, he played golf better than it's ever been played before. His 15 strokes margin of victory at the 2000 US Open is one of the greatest performances in the history of golf. Woods won by 11 or more strokes 4 times in his
He has a contagious smile, doesn't he?
career, while Jack's best result was a 9-stroke margin. Tiger is also the only player to win 4 consecutive majors and has the lowest scoring average in PGA Tour history and the highest win percentage. If he didn't have bad luck with injuries, he probably would have exceeded Jack's 18 majors by now.
Man, it sucks when careers get cut short by injury.
If he does catch him,
sucks,
even the hardest Nicklaus fans will have to admit Tiger is the greatest.
The world
For
of
us,
sports.
He already
happens.
is, even if he never makes another putt in his life.
Alright, those are the GOATs from each major sport. Tell me if you want to see that video I talked about, like the individual video of each one of these guys. I'm especially excited to make like Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan, that kind of videos. Like individual highlight reels of those players. Y'all tell me if you want to see that. But yeah, that's the video. If you like this kind of content, you can leave recommendations down below of what you want to see me react to next. Also consider subscribing and leaving a like, I would appreciate it a lot. As always, have a fantastic day.